25, last one, thank goodness. So this is a multiple regression model. We're trying to predict final exam scores based on the number of student absences, how many hours they've studied, and their pretest scores. So I'm just going to do this in SPSS. Going to go to Analyze, Regression, Linear. Okay, what are we trying to predict? Final exam scores with absences, study hours, pretest scores, click statistics. We want our squared descriptives, part and partial, collinearity, and Durbin-Watson. If you guys are curious about what those mean, just let me know and I'll tell you. But here's the output. So much faster. So, was it a significant regression? Yes. The ANOVA tells us so, right? The significance value is less than 0.05. The effect size is huge. It's 0.944. So that means you can explain practically all of the variance in the test scores and the final exam scores based on those other three variables, right? Their pretest scores, their study hours, and their number of absences, which, wow, that's really good. So we're going to look at the coefficients to figure out which one is the biggest predictor. So we're going to look at the beta weights, right? Beta weights. So it looks like their study hours is the best predictor of their final exam scores. Gee, go figure. Teacher joke. So that's that, and we're going to use these values right here, the unstandardized B weights, not to be confused with the beta weights, the unstandardized B weights to write our prediction formula. So let me do that for you. Hold on real quick. Okay, the regression model was significant, right? The F score was huge, 56. That's crazy. And the p-value is less than 0.05. What was the effect size? It was 0.944. That's R squared, right? Boom. It's also called the coefficient of determination, but it's the effect size. What percent of the DV can you explain with your model? A lot. Okay, so in other words, you can explain about 94% of the variance in the final exam scores based on how many times they've been absent, how many hours a week they study, and what their pretest scores was. Okay, so which of the three predictors were significant? They all were significant. Which was the strongest? It was the hours of study because it had the strongest beta weight of 0.627. And here's your predicted Y, right? We simply used these values. That's your constant. That's the factor of X1, which is absences. It's the factor of X2, which is your hours of study, and this is your factor of X3. So remember, whenever you're multiplying a variable by a number, that makes it a coefficient. So I should have used the word coefficients. But that's it in a nutshell. It's been fun. MGZ out.